Hello! Welcome to the Random Oatmeal Show, where random oatmeal talk about random stuff because oatmeal is random. I was seriously thinking about calling myself Random Oatmeal. It just came to me a few days ago, that idea, and it's very applicable. I do it a lot. It's one of the things that I like to do outside of being very boring and chronological with my blog. I wanted to quickly make a video about what I've been doing and what I really want to do, kind of thing. And it's similar to the other video I made a few months ago called Where is Oatmeal Going? And I really want to say a few things about that. I want to give you a quick update on what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling about everything. And just to give you a quick summary, I think number one thing that I've been doing is I've been working on my autobiography, and that's been very important to me the last few years of my life. And I've worked on keeping a blog off and on since I was like 10, and it's very important to me, but a lot of times I don't keep track of what I'm doing and everything. And every few years I come back to the idea of trying to keep a diary, kind of thing. Like, I wasn't always doing it. I wasn't always keeping it up to date. And so there's a lot of gaps in the story of my life. And then later on, I started becoming a little bit too attached, or a little bit too dependent on Facebook and YouTube and some of those websites, some of the bigger websites out there, some of the bigger social media websites out there. And I was banned a bunch of times over the years. And when you're banned, then you lose a lot of stuff usually. And this has happened to a lot of people. So many people, they have really valuable stuff. It could be like, oh, my son, my daughter's first steps, first words. I got it on video, Canon camera, American's most funniest videos, kind of thing. And, I got these home videos. Oh, I uploaded to Facebook or YouTube, and now, oh no, I got suspended, I got terminated. Oh no, it's lost, and they won't give it back to me. These home videos, thousands or billions of home videos of all this kind of stuff that's so priceless. This has happened to a lot of people, and so it's like one of the reasons why I bring it up so often is it affects a lot of people. So that's one of the things I'm passionate about. I wanted to show you some of the branding I do with oatmeal. Like, I made a bunch of groups on Facebook called Oatmeal Trump and Oatmeal Health and Oatmeal English and Oatmeal Vietnam. And there's like 100, maybe not 100, but like a lot. I made around 200 Facebook groups over the years. Something like that. A lot of groups. I lost some of them, but I've been doing a lot of this branding stuff. It's very important to me. Thinking about using some special effects for this video, but I feel like it's not worth it. It's not worth my time to edit videos like Roy Merrick, who came out with some really good videos about the oatmeal character, which is not me exactly, but It's really interesting. Memes World Productions came out with episode 10 of the Joey Arnold documentary, which showcases the videos, the episodes that came out on the Roy Merrick channel on YouTube. And these videos are good. The animation's really good. Something that I would do, something like I probably could do. I've done some stuff. Nothing like that exactly. I would probably compare it to some of the stuff I did on Mario Paint back in 98, 99. I lost some of those videos, but it's like that, but more advanced. Like, I'm thinking that stuff is really good. I did some music videos for the Arnold Attic back when I came up with the idea in 2010. I started coming out with these teaser trailers. The idea was like, I'm going to show you a few seconds of my home videos sliced in between a bunch of random stuff. Hence the name Oatmeal Random, or Random Oatmeal. What's my name? Oatmeal Random? Oatmeal Random. That's what I should call it. Oatmeal Random or Random Oatmeal. I think it should be called Oatmeal Random. Not to rip off the idea that some of the other YouTubers might have, like Mecha Random or something. But maybe I'm ripping off. Maybe I'm not ripping off. That's another question that probably should be put in a new article titled "The Case Against Oatmeal." I think that's what I'm going to call the article. And I want to talk about all the stuff that people may accuse me of doing. And I want the article to focus on stuff that I really think I'm not guilty of, stuff that I'm not guilty of, like from my perception, my perspective, what I really think. Like, I want to focus on that stuff, not focus on stuff that I may agree that oh yeah, I did that bad thing. I broke that law over there. I agree with this. I agree with that. I don't really want to talk about that stuff. I'd probably talk about that in another article about the crimes committed by Oatmeal or something. Something, I don't know what I would call it. But I wanted to write one article. Just one article. Maybe just one article. Maybe a series of articles talking about stuff that people may try to take me down for. Stuff like, I don't know, it could be anything, but I think number one would be anything related to copyright, patents, trademarks, use your imagination, that kind of stuff, because it's like, can you talk about something without getting in trouble? Is it fair use? Is it transformative? Are you a like a reporter or something to talk about something, to show a little bit of something, a photo, a video, or whatever it might be? Can you talk about this? Can you talk about that kind of thing? And these are these are really deep questions that haunt me sometimes. It haunts everybody sometimes. Maybe everybody should haunt everybody, because it's like crazy that you might accidentally do something that could get you thrown in prison, that make you I want to be prepared just in case, I end up in prison again, like I was in July of 2012. You can go look that up. There's an article about that. I should probably write some more articles about that. I made some videos about that. My life in July of 2012. And if you go find my blog, my official blog on Hive blog, it talks about it. But I should probably do a better job talking about it. And it's like that's an example of how you could be thrown in prison for stuff that you did that you didn't know was a crime. It's like there's a drunk lady, and the drunk lady is like out of her mind, and she calls the cops. And so it's like, what's going to happen? Well, the cops are going to come, find out that it's just a lady just crying about stuff and making up stuff. And most likely what's going to happen is the cops are going to be like, okay, lady. And then they're going to leave. And so what I decided to do at that moment in 2012 was I'm going to stop the phone call to 911 because they don't need to come, because there's no emergency, there's no problem. Cops come because she called again with her other phone, and they asked me what happened, and I told them honestly, and they said, you broke a law. You know, you can't stop a call to 911. Somebody's trying to call 911, you can't stop them. Even if it's a drunk person calling 911, even if it's a prank call, even if, you know, like it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money for the police to come. If you try to stop them, you're the bad guy. And then I was thrown in prison. I was there for 2 weeks. And I could have been in prison for a year or longer. I could have been in prison for, you know, like for a year for that. And then like fine like $5,000 or something, which is a lot for me at that time. It was a lot of money. More money than I was making. I was not making a lot of money. And it's crazy because it's like, why should you be thrown in prison for not doing anything that's really bad, but for some reason there's a law about it, and I was not aware of any exceptions or stuff. Like I felt like at that time there was no way to get out of it because my lawyer said you were found guilty of breaking the law and that you confessed it to the police officers, the 2 male police officers that came that day. And I think it's crazy. I disagree with like a lot of things, like in regards to a lot of laws and stuff, but at the same time, like the rule of law is very important to maintain the right to a fair trial. So I think about that kind of stuff, and so fundamentally the things that I care about, that I like to talk about, would be probably number one would most likely be history, and I want to be very chronological and boring and detailed, like a nerd, like a geek, all this kind of stuff. And that's like at the heart of who I am as a person, with everything that I do, with the videos that I do, the articles, the photos, the memes. There's a part of me that's like very fundamental in trying to look at something in a chronological fashion, and like as chronological or alphabetical as possible, or some kind of system for analyzing the data in some kind of order that's not random. Hence the title of my name, Oatmeal Random, because I know I'm random, and some of it is on purpose, some of it's not on purpose, and some of it is probably good, and some of it is potentially dangerous, or whatever, you know, like it can be very hard to keep track of random stuff, and I like random stuff, and there may be some logic behind it. Like, it's very important to me very fundamental for me. I believe in being random, and there's a lot of meaning to it. It's very meaningful to me. Like, I like to connect the dots, and I see connections between different things. I'm a little bit like Robin Williams. I might connect one thing to another thing. My problem would be when I don't explain it to the audience, and hence the perception that people may have on me. Like, for example, what I'm doing right now in this video is a big example of what I do, ranting. This video is like a big rant. Maybe not a rant necessarily. At least I'm not trying to make it a rant, but I'm sure it is a rant. But fundamentally, from my perspective, I wasn't really trying to make this a rant. My first idea when I started making this video was I'm probably going to stop the video 100 times like little kids do, like some people do, some famous YouTubers do, kind of thing. And I'm gonna put some graphics on the screen, special effects and stuff, which is what I was talking about like 10 minutes ago, something like that. And I was gonna do something like that, but I decided I'm just gonna keep on talking for now, because I just wanted to make this video right now and put it on the internet. And that's the thing about a lot of things I've done online over the years, is I've been all over the place, and sometimes it's on purpose and sometimes it's not, and it's very hard to break it down, to let you know what I did, what I've been up to regarding my life and what I've done, and especially the stuff I've thrown on the internet, on my wall, my internet wall, my Oja wall. That's right. It's like the internet is like a wall. It's like a wall. Like, wow. It's kind of cool. It's kind of good. It's kind of great. It's the best. It's the worst. It's the goodest. The bestest. The worstest. The coolest ever in the world. Fundamentally, systematically. Oh man, it's like, this is who I am. This is what I'm gonna be all about. This is Oatmeal at his coolest moment ever. Just ranting until his nose bleed out. I want you to understand that I'm not in control, but I am in control. You know what I mean? Let me give you more paradoxes. And I do this on purpose sometimes just to play with people. But it's like, I'm not playing with you, but I'm playing with you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You feel me? You feel this tight stuff coming in? Born in 85, I'm Oatmeal Joey Arnold. Welcome to the Oatmeal Random Show. I messed up the intro to this video, so can I edit it? No, I'm not going to edit it, but my teeth messed up. My life messed up. My face messed up. You don't have to be. Don't make the same mistakes that I made. As my face starts to drip off like I'm that guy from that 70s show, the father from that 70s show, who was also in RoboCop as the main villain in RoboCop. He was the father! He was the father of the kids, the teenagers, in that 70s show a few years earlier, or 10 or 20 years, whenever the movie was made. One of the RoboCops, I think it was the first RoboCop movie from the 1980s. He's like a father. No, he's not a father. He wasn't a father. Maybe he was a father to his little Goonies. Goonies, you know the Goonies? Hey, you guys. No, cronies. The bad guys. Okay, so he's the head bad guy with the glasses. And him and a few other guys. And they're fighting RoboCop. And at one moment in the show, at the end, they're going down. And there's some hot lava. No, not hot lava. It was like some kind of toxic waste got on their body. And their skin started peeling off. And then one of the guys is like driving around on the dirt roads and turns the corner and then up over a hill, a little bit of like a speed bump hill, and like over and around, and then out of nowhere came one of the guys. So I think the father from that 70s show, he sees one of his friends coming out onto the road, and then he runs over the guy. He just runs over the guy. Woo! And then boom, it's just splatter, and it's like his face is melting off his body. His face and his other guy's face, and I don't know how many people's faces got the toxic, goody stuff. And it's too bad they didn't become a superhero, because that's the same way you become a superhero. You jump into a pot of toxic waste, and you become Spider-Man. You become Spawn. You become all these homies. All these great superheroes. You want to be a superhero? Just hop into a pot of toxic that will probably kill you. But it's like, hey, it's a nice TV show. It's a nice movie. And it's probably going to inspire people to do it. And here, about 10 or 20 years earlier, before we had all these dang superhero movies, which some of them are really cool, we had RoboCop! And we had some people getting into some toxic waste, and then their face comes off. And that's how I feel a lot of times. Looking at my face, there's some stuff wrong with me. I know that. You don't have to tell me that, big flopper. You don't have to tell me that. Ironic crony. You little crony. Brony. Is that? Oh, yeah. Why did I say crony? Because I said crony earlier. It's still on my mind. Ironic brony. You know brony? A brony is a person that loves what's it called again? My Little Pony. My Little Pony. My Little Pony. Oh, by the way, I probably should have started this video with, can you hear me? Wait, that's not funny, but seriously. Actually, that's probably something that you do in a live stream, because it's like, who's gonna respond? And I'm gonna find out later, but you can always let me know, and I should let people know. Like you gotta let me know. Is my microphone too loud? Is it too soft? Well, obviously, if I'm yelling, yeah, it's gonna be louder. And the louder I scream, the more my face is gonna melt off. I'm pretty messed up. I look messed up, retarded, and everything, and I know that. I like that, and I don't like that. Let me tell you that. We don't have time to talk about that. All of that, or anything, really. Even though I'm ranting for like an hour. Maybe not an hour. I don't know how long I'm going to rant. But I'll tell you what. It's like, with all the stuff that I've thrown on the internet over the years, it's like it's a big mess, and I'm still in the process of trying to put a nice little bow on top of it. A sundae on top of the ice cream, the oatmeal ice cream. I want you to know that I did a bunch of crazy stuff on the internet. Sometimes crazy, sometimes not crazy. The perception is that it's crazy. It's almost like imagine running into Weird Al when he's doing something crazy. Or Austin Powers when he's doing something crazy. Or, you fill in the blank. Anybody, any actor, any character from any movie, any show, if you look at them right at that moment when they're doing something crazy or stupid or funny or terrible, it's like you could get a bad first impression. You may not understand what you're looking at. And that's what you get with me, except imagine a better example to put it more in perspective. It's like when you're looking at them and you take a screenshot or you take a photo of them right at that moment when they look terrible or funny or stupid or whatever. Imagine my face is frozen because you take a picture of it right at that moment. I'm like, you freeze it, okay? Take a screenshot of this. or whatever that you don't like, or something that you do like, something that's terrible or ugly, of anybody or anything, an animal, a person, a thing, whatever, and you highlight that in a music video, in a photo, in a meme, whatever it might be, and you show it around to people, they get that first impression, or they may not like what they're looking at, or they may get this idea in their brain of, maybe I want to stay away from this person, look at that person, or that thing, and so it's like that first impression kind of thing may stay with you, and that's kind of what I got. That's like a lot of times over the years, it's like that's like it's almost like I was screenshotting my stuff. It's like, and then like copying and pasting it all over the place. And I might be doing a terrible job right now, just trying to summarize everything that I'm talking about right now. For those who may not already know, that I spent the last 20 to 30 years on the internet doing a bunch of random stuff, not being totally calculated about how I was going to do it, how I was going to brand myself, how I was going to work on whatever that I was working on, whatever that I was trying to do, whether it be, making videos about stuff, working on a blog, my diary, making memes, or whatever it might be. One of the problems that I have is I'm always like coming up with ideas. It's like I'm an idea factory, and constantly I come up with ideas, and I don't even have time to really write them down because there's just too many ideas. And I believe that at least some of my ideas are really good. I almost want to be like just around people where I can just like throw ideas at people and they can just run off with it, make money with it, or whatever they want to do with it. Because I feel like I have a lot of good ideas and a lot of things, a lot of things. Just a lot of things. I like the word thing. Okay, Roy Merrick, I like the word thing. It's a good short word that's like could be used to say anything you want to say. You can say thing to say anything. That's a great word. God damn it! That's right. All right, I got all my catchphrases out, including God damn it. That's one of the Oatmeal catchphrases. Oatmeal random with a new catchphrase. Wow, that's terrible. That's great. So I'm just thinking from the top of my head, trying to say that I'm trying to turn this Titanic oatmeal boat ship thing in a baba around before I hit the iceberg and fall into the ocean water. Never let go, Titanic, Jack, never let go. And I'm not gonna say that I will be able to turn it around in time, but that's neither here nor there. In a way, I was trying to get to the things that I care about, and then I got lost in talking about a bunch of stuff, about a bunch of things. Let me go back to what I was trying to say. The number one thing that I like to do is write about my blog, and I publish a daily blog every day since about 2019. Officially since 2019. Before that, not every day, I don't think. But since 2019 is like it's been every day. Well, I have a not absolutely every day, like 99% of the time it's been every single day since 2019. About 99% of the time. But for the days that I miss, I do make up for it, and I make a post, and I publish the post for each day since 2019. And I'm also working on like writing some outlines for every year of my life. Maybe not every month. I don't think I can do that. We'll see. I've done every single month going back to 2010. So I got every single month going back to 2010. Before that, I kind of have some small articles about every single year going back to 1980. I was born in 1985. I decided I'm going to go back to 1980 just because I want to like summarize the decade that I was in, even though I wasn't in all of it. I was only in half of the 1980s. And, oh yeah, I'm supposed to open up every video with, I was born in the 1900s. Oh my God, you were born in between 1900 and 1909? No, I mean the 20th century. Now why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say 20th century? It's a URL thing. You wouldn't understand because you're not a nerd. Oh my God, I'm not a nerd. How would I understand? Let me kiss my microphone and deep throat it. Oh my God, that's terrible. Why would I want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Why would anybody want to do that? Oh yeah. And then the dentist will find out that you were doing that. Oh my God. So, anyway, so I'm supposed to open up every video with, my name is Oatmeal. I was born in the 1900s. Because some people don't like that. Even though it's like, some people will describe it that way. They will describe the centuries by the first decade. And like when you talk about like the 1700s, like people have said 1700s to describe things that happened in the 1770s. Same thing with like the 1400s, the 1500s. Like people have done it. And I don't know why some people have to like make a big deal about it. Like, oh no, you can't do that. So I think I just want to piss you off. I just want to make a big deal about it because it bothers you. Not to say that you can make me do something by saying the opposite of whatever you want me to do, because that's not gonna work. But anyways, I got distracted by what I was gonna say because I'm ranting. So the things that I really care about, there's like everything in a lot of ways, and that's why it's like I'm always working on like too many things. I'm always like coming up with ideas, and I want to start things. I come up with these ideas for, projects and videos and articles, and I have a long list of things, and then I never get around to finishing half of it or even a quarter of a lot of things. And so I'm always backdated. I mean, I'm always like behind schedule, and then more stuff comes up. It's like I'm the man with the desk with paper piled up to the moon on top of it, and more stuff comes at me every day. And so some of my top priorities might be number 1, history, number 2, health, number 3, law. That might be the top 3. If I had to pick from the top of my head, those 3 things are very important, and probably in that order. Even though it's like really hard to put those things in order. You can argue sometimes you need to understand law. Other times you need to really understand health, medicine, taking care of yourself. I'm not going to say too much. I'm trying not to get banned on YouTube. And YouTube is crazy. So YouTube wants you to say stuff like, what do they say? This is not medical advice. Talk to your doctor. This is not financial advice. This is not, anything kind of thing. I didn't really like it when people said it in their videos over the years. They say stuff like, this is not medical advice or legal advice or all those other things. They try to put a disclaimer on their video. I hate it. Now, I think I wrote a disclaimer article and I wrote a copyright article to say that my stuff's not copyrighted or whatever. I wrote a bunch of articles about some of this, and I need to write more. It's important to me, but I don't like it. Maybe I don't have to do it. Maybe I do need to do it. I don't know, but I know that people do it. People say stuff like that, and sometimes YouTube goes crazy and they take down videos, they take down channels anytime they want, anytime that a video is flagged by a person, by a staff, by the AI, whatever it might be, any combinations therein. It's just something that happens. It shouldn't happen, but it happens. It happens more often than you would know. You can't know because you would have to analyze the data of like millions to billions of people and all the struggles they're going through with the censorship, with all the stuff getting banned and terminated, censored, suspended, all that kind of stuff. And, people are taking off social media. It's terrible. And so understanding the legal world is very important for people to find empowerment and to find options of what they can do in those situations. And also health is very important. Like I said, you got to take care of yourself. And so it's like gardens and food and fitness and sleep and water, and you want to filter your water. You want to get away from the fluoride, and you want to have some sunlight in your diet, and you want to do all these things. It's very important. And so I like to focus on some of these things as much as possible. And on top of that, Oatmeal music. That's another thing. Okay. Music is important to me. Games and sports, they're very important to me. Memes are important to me. I can go on and on. I can probably go down the list and say that everything's important to me. It's almost like I'm not saying anything at all, because it's like you try to pin me in that corner and say, is there anything that you don't care about? That might be the better question. And I would have to think for a very long time, because I really want to summarize everything. I really want to try to organize everything. I really want to try to help people make their own choices in life to the best of their abilities. I want to write an article about what I believe are fundamental rights that are universal and applicable to humans. I just want to talk about humans. I don't want to talk about like animals per se, or aliens, if there are aliens, or demons, or other creatures, or anything that might be something not a human, or whatever that might be out there. I don't really want to speculate or anything else at the moment. I would love to write an article focused on we the people. I mean, people all around the planet, and what I believe are fundamental rights at a fundamental level, a universal level. And the number one thing that I would put on that list would be something like
ownership rights, private property rights, something like that, something along the lines of that. It's very important to me. I believe that if you own something, then you own it. Pure and simple, that should be common sense. Very practical, very boring. It goes without saying. I'm like an old Ben Stein man telling you something that you should already know, but it's very important to look at something and be like, okay, if I own this land, then I own this land, and F eminent domain or whatever that might be out there, like in America, for example, the government coming in and saying, we're kicking you off your land, and good luck, or maybe we'll give you money. I don't know if the government gives people money and buys the property or what, or if they just get kicked off. But a lot of times, they want to build a highway, they want to build a casino like you see in Ozark, and they talked about eminent domain in that show. I'm watching Ozark. It's not Breaking Bad, it's not Walking Dead, it's not Game of Thrones. It's a different kind of, a little bit a different kind of show. It's not Better Call Saul. It's not that show. It's called Ozark. It's about a guy named Marty, and they're building a casino. He has to help these people build a casino, like these mafia people, and then like they try to like kick people off their property, and it's next to a river, and they kind of create a river off of another river, and they're able to like do some flooding, and because it's like part of like a federal river, it like the land around the river becomes like federal property, and then they're able to kick people off, and then they try to build a casino. And I don't like the idea of increasing the federal government to a level that is too aggressive, too big, whatever the case might be. I mean, I'm open to some compromise. I'm open to negotiating. Not that I really want to, but it's like you kind of have to, kind of thing, to make some progress immediately and in the long run of things. And so it's like you really want to work with people and try to come up with a deal and compromise. And it's like the federal government can do some good, and they do some good, but a lot of times they did not have accountability. And so there's a lot of questions of like, where did the money go for this project, for that project, when they're supposed to do an investigation, when they're supposed to build bridges and roads and repairing things. And a lot of times they're just like overspending, and then the money goes elsewhere. People are pocketing the money. It's going into different accounts in America and other countries. And a lot of times, the money is coming from the taxes, the taxpayers, and only a small percentage is like goes to the projects. And like it might be 1%, it might be 10%, and the other money goes to other things, or does like people take it in, individuals, governmental people, politicians, and they're profiting from the money that's supposed to be used directly to work on projects and repairing roads and bridges, and then bridges fall apart, and then people die when the bridges break, and then people die, they drown and stuff, and all these problems happen all over the place, and it's all in the name of federal government. And it's like, it's crazy. and people should be against it, and some people are. They're called like anarchists or libertarians or conservatives or whatever. It's like, I just want to like try to minimize government. I don't try to be political too much, and I run into I really do run into people who are trying not to be political, and then I'm like political, but I'm trying not to be political, but I believe that it's important to be political in the sense of like, you don't want to be political, so you have to be political because you don't want to be political because you're just trying to tell the federal government to leave me alone. We the people, by the people, for the people. The Constitution is fundamental, and you don't want to give them too much power. That's what the 9th and 10th Amendments are all about. And so that is very important to me. And so that's what I like to talk about and write about and everything. These legal issues are very important to me. Maybe that should be fundamental. Maybe that should be at the top of my list. I get very passionate and heated about it. Another thing would be religion, okay? Religion. But, I mean, that might be number 4 or 5. But it's like, it's very important to understand what your rights are, and I believe that a lot of laws, or all the laws, should be built on top of the fundamental perspective and understanding of what a right is. And I believe that a human right is built on top of ownership rights, land value rights. Like, everything should revolve around that, because you are an entity that like, your body is your private property. You should have the right over that private property. It's your body. Your land is your private property. Your house is your private property to the extent that you fully paid for it. Your car and everything else. The problem is there's a lot of stuff going on. Like with the land, there's eminent domain. With the software on the phones, Tim Pool is talking about that. It's like software. It's like, perhaps you don't own the software on your phone because you're in a contract with the people, like with the software companies, with the operating system companies that are on your phone, and so they could stop it at any time and brick your phone, or stop you from doing things anytime they want. And so that's too bad, but a lot of times people are not aware that they're in that situation, and it just breaks my heart that a lot of times people don't know what their options are. And I'm not going to tell people what they have to do in their lives, because I want them to have that freedom, which is another thing that I care about, is freedom. And so it's like, you do whatever you want, but let me know how that goes. I mean, I want to let you know what your options are practically. Like, I want to show you how-to videos and articles and everything. And so that is very fundamental in my heart. It's just like trying to outline things, trying to organize things, trying to like make very simple lists so that people can be like, okay, this thing, that thing, that thing, this thing, that thing, okay. And you do whatever you want with the data. It's my job to just kind of like give you the summaries, because I've taken the time to kind of look at a bunch of stuff. I've been cursed with that kind of desire, that kind of ability to like just look at a bunch of stuff and then make summaries. And then some people can be like, you did it wrong. You put words in my mouth. You didn't cover that correctly. You have too much bias. I say everybody has bias, but so what? I mean, it's a terrible thing, but what are you gonna do about it? So that's where I stand, and I also, I like comedy and stuff, and I don't know if I can always be funny, but I know that I'm a funny person sometimes, and people have said that, including Tiffany Cumbo back in 95 when I was 10 years old, or whenever it was, whatever year it was like probably that year. And I remember that, and that was important to me, and other people said it, and I know it, and so like that's another thing that's important to me. And so it's like comedy is important, health is important, history is important, law is important, entertainment is important, and the subcategories of entertainment might include anything that's fun. You always have like an option between business and pleasure, and pleasure is good. I mean, it's like pleasure is good to have sometimes. Playing games and sports and video games and the metaverse and all this kind of stuff. I'm not here to endorse the metaverse, but what I'm trying to say is I value all this kind of stuff, and it's at the heart of my soul. At the heart of my soul. But I really feel like I'm not ready yet to launch my career, to launch my whatever that I got to offer the world kind of thing. I feel like I'm not really ready, but I'm still putting stuff out there as if I'm ready, because I'm already doing it. I'm already making videos. I'm already writing articles and, publishing articles and memes and, everything else. Everything else too on all these websites and everything. But I still feel like I don't have everything put together as far as like a target audience that I care about, that I want to focus on, key demographics, like who are you talking to? Who are your videos for? Who are your articles for? And everything else. What's it for? And I was talking to some people about that on Discord, on the Memes World Productions server on Discord. And I said to them, perhaps my articles and videos are not for you. And I think it was Big Flopper who said, then who is it for? If it's not for me, I hate it. I don't want to watch your videos and articles, but I do, but I don't want to, but I do, but I don't want to. I'm Big Flopper. I don't want to watch your videos because they suck. Then your videos are not for me. Then who are they for? Let me watch your other video and then comment on how I don't watch your videos and they're too long and your articles are too long. Same thing with Mr. Ironic Brony. They like to say, I don't like his stuff, but they always talk about my stuff, but I don't like my stuff. You should be like Sky. I don't think Sky is following me at all anymore. Or you should be like Pew 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 on the Memes World Productions on Discord. There's a link to their Discord server in the description of this video, and you can go check them out. And then there's a link to my own Discord server in my channel on Discord. On their Discord, there's a link to my Discord from their Discord. You go to their Discord, then you can find a link to my Discord. I wanted to make this video to kind of mention a bunch of random stuff that's close to my heart. Not everything I don't think I can do that, at least not right now. I could probably write an article and then go over it and like quickly summarize some of my thoughts on some of these things, some of the things that I care about. There's just like so many different topics and categories and subjects and more things, that I want to talk about and do. Projects and videos and articles and memes and everything. Anything and everything. Anything and everything. I'm serious. I'm serial. I'm serious. It's like, I just want to talk about everything. I want to do everything. And then I end up doing nothing. This is not good. That's why sometimes you got to really focus, work on a thing, and not let the other things distract you. That's why I try not to have desktop notifications and mobile notifications, like the push notifications on my phone. I got a phone. I got some phones. On my computers and my phones, I'm not going to have it make noises at all to notify me of, you got mail. You got an email. You got a Facebook message. You got a TikTok message. You got a Snapchat message. You got an Instagram message. You got a Twitter message. You got a YouTube. No, wait, YouTube doesn't do that anymore. Maybe you got a YouTube comment. This website and that website and this app and that app and then another app and email and this thing and that thing and blockchain. No, blockchain. I try to be focused, otherwise I never sleep. Imagine being like a famous person. It'd be devastating. I want to rant because that's the fastest way to get the information out. If you want to see me going live every day at like midnight, West Coast time, let me know. I might be open to that idea. Another time slot might be like early in the morning. I want to do it. I want to do live streams. I think they take a lot of effort. If I'm ranting like this, then this would most likely be what a live stream would be, intermixed with like me interacting with comments, some of the comments or all of the comments. This is what a future live stream might be like for me. If you're interested in that. I just wanted to make this video and say that I still don't have it together. But I'm trying to take little baby steps so that I can get to a place where I can make some big, tough decisions regarding how I want to live the rest of my life, kind of thing. What kind of projects do I want to focus on for the next 10 years? Where do I want to live? Where do I want to go? What kind of people do I want to hang out with? What kind of things do I want to focus on for the most part for the next 10 years? And the answer is I can't really answer that right now because I really want to try to finish some stuff and then think about that kind of thing. And you might be saying to yourself, well, Oatmeal, you'll never get done with whatever you're doing, whatever you think you're doing, because it's been like 4 years or 5 years since 2018. You came back to America from Vietnam. That's me. Okay, so I was teaching English in Vietnam for 5 years. I came back at the end of 2017, and I've been here and with family, working on some projects, scanning some photos, copying some files, and uploading videos, scanning the videos from VHS and DVD, and scanning everything that I can, and working on that, and working on a bunch of other stuff when I'm not, doing all the work that I do every day that I have to do, and I'm on call like 10 hours a day or more. And today we went berry hunting for a bunch of hours today, and drained out right now. But I thought I would just spend an hour just kind of giving you a summary. I made a few of these videos before. This video is a little bit unique because I did say a few things that were new on top of some stuff that I've said before, but that's life. But it's kind of cool because this video has a close-up of my face, which is kind of nice. When I'm looking okay, like right now I look okay, not too bad. I don't like my face, but it is my face, and I kind of like my face, but I kind of don't like my face because my face is not like what it looks like, 20 years ago, but it's okay in some ways, and I think it's kind of cool in some ways, and so I just wanted you to know how I feel about my current situation. This is the Joey Arnold show. It's probably should have opened up with the date. It's 6:51 p.m. PDT. It's the Pacific Standard Time, Daylight Saving Time, the West Coast time. So almost 7 p.m. right now. Almost 7 on a Saturday. This Saturday, the 3rd of September 2022. I'm Oatmeal Joey Arnold. And my thoughts on the matter is I'm going to continue to try to organize stuff online and offline. I'm going to try to, I really want to build a website. And I do have like websites and stuff on the internet, but I really got to focus on how do I funnel everybody into one location or to just the top 10 locations, perhaps the top 10 websites and social media that I would want people to look at and focus on. It might be something like, I say to people, something like, you can try to follow me and add me on the top social media websites like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Hive blog, Gab.com, Minds.com, Truth Social, Parlor, Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute.com. That's a video platform. A video platform. And email and maybe a phone number, maybe, I don't know. Because I have some phone numbers, and so I want to like try to focus on how to highlight what needs to be highlighted. Like, I need to highlight my favorite videos on mine, my favorite articles, my favorite memes that I've done, some of my favorite articles and posts, and some of my favorite web pages, some of my favorite videos, some of my favorite, everything, anything and everything. And I do that sometimes, but I don't always do it. And then I just leave a big mess of a bunch of random stuff because it's easier to throw a bunch of stuff on the internet and then deal with it later, kind of thing. It's like, to use a metaphor, since I was helping family pick a bucket full of blackberries today for a few hours, it's like, to use that as a metaphor, it's like, imagine you're picking blackberries, and instead of picking one blackberry at a time, you just pick up the entire bush, the entire tree, the entire forest. You pick it up and you put it inside a dump truck and you take it home. Except instead of taking it home, you put it on the internet. That's kind of what I did. It's like, every video of mine is like a BlackBerry. You know, every single photo and every single article and meme and everything else is like a BlackBerry. Or according to Roy Merrick, it's poop. And you can see that in one of his videos. It's poop! But I don't think it's poop. I wouldn't say that. But, you know, unless if it came from the bugs, which, you know, they poop on the blackberries and stuff, you know, microscopically, you know, could be. I don't know what bugs do. They're too small to figure out. I don't know what they do. I mean, not entirely. But the metaphor is this, you know, imagine you just like, you chop it all down, and you take it all. You take all of it, and then you're going to process it later. You're going to edit it later. You're going to organize it later. You're going to try to concise it later. The blackberries have to wait before you can make some blackberry pie and jam and wine and blackberry cake, blackberry babies, blackberry this and blackberry that. Blackberry this and blackberry that. We wanna bury you in berries. That's not very funny. That's not very funny. Yeah. Bring on the black puns for the blackberries and the black people and the blackberry phone. It's a phone too. Oh my god. That's not Blacky Bluey. What? That's not Blacky. What? No. That's not very funny. My name's Barry Sotero. Oh my god. Okay, make it stop. Please make it stop. Please stop singing. No, I like singing. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. So, anyway, so that's another analogy that I wanted to use. Another illustration! I wanted to use another illustration about what I do, what I like to do, what I believe in. I want people to understand me, and I kind of just want to have an archive of some of my stuff. I don't think I can get it all out there because there's just like too much stuff. But I want there to be a baseline of like some of my content that's like chronological as much as possible, whether it be articles and videos and photos and all that stuff. I want there to be a record for the record, an archive, a log, a blockchain that can chronologize it. I want to record it. I want to be able to, like, at 5 a.m. in 1937, Joey Arnold, oh my god, how old are you? I was born in the 1900s. So, in 1937, at 5:35, and 22 seconds and 2,000 tenths of a second, Joey Arnold was on the statue of, statue, no, not the statue, the biggest building in the world, the Empire State Building, and he was going through a file system in an office of Betty Bonkers. Oh my god, Benny Bonkers was so happy to hear about Joey Arnold. And he went through the file system and he found records of a potato. The potato was genetically engineered to make people stupid. Oh my god, another conspiracy. Please take down my video and my channel. All of them. Over 40 channels on YouTube alone. Don't check me out. I'm ugly and pretty and beautiful and ugly. Don't check me out. Because I've been running around. And so it's like I want a record of that, you know. Don't you want to know about that story, that legend, that myth? The one and only coolest rapper in the world, Little Steve! Michael Mullins! He has no mullen. He has no mullets. But he looks like an egg. I look like oatmeal. It is what it is. But it's like fundamentally, I want there to be a record of my life as much as possible. Perhaps a record of my interpretation of world history going back to the dawn of time as well. That's another thing that I work on too, is I try to archive a general outline of world history and everything from my own bias perspective. That's right, I'm not neutral. I try to be neutral, but I'm not neutral. Okay? I'm not neutral. How can you be a journalist if you're not neutral? Well, no journalist can be neutral. So you should be open and honest about your bias. Whatever that you believe and think and everything, how you feel and think and believe. Whatever it is, let people know. That is your perspective, your outlook, your paradigm. That's what you think. That's how you feel. That's what you believe. Don't pretend as if you don't believe anything. Because you do. Because you do. Because you do. Bum, 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 bum. It's Star Wars. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. So fundamentally, I just want to try to archive as much as possible. And that's one of the things that I'm working on, or like that's the main focus of my life, is like I have all this stuff in my room and all this stuff here at this house, stuff in the house, stuff outside the house, in the garages and sheds and everything in the buildings. And I'm trying to scan it, copy it, call the cops. I want to do all that stuff, continue to do that stuff, get to a stopping point where I'm like, well, I scanned it, I have it on my hard drive and my other hard drive, and I have it on the internet, and Billy got a copy, and David has a copy, and Billy Bob 2 the third has a copy, and Ruth has a copy, and my dead dog buried deep down in the river, under the ground, has a copy of it. Everybody has a copy of it. And then at that point, when there's a fundamental copy and record of the stuff, of the things, then I can be like, okay, what's next for Oatmeal? Because at that moment, I won't feel like, what if my house burns down? Well, hopefully I could put all the data in my pocket, kind of thing, like in a small SD card or something. And then if everything burns down, at least I got a copy, and then maybe somebody else has a copy, and then maybe it's on the internet too, kind of thing. I want to have like as many backups as possible, but I want to be able to like get it all up there, in the cloud, in the cyberspace cloud. I want to be able to just like do that, have that, and then I don't have to worry about it. And then I want to go back maybe and like try to make a special edition of my videos and everything, kind of like George Lucas did for his little baby Star Wars. Da 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 da. Don't I look a little bit crazy? Some people say that I am crazy and stuff, and some people think I am. Not to say that I'm not. But what they mean is that they're better than me, or different, or whatever. The truth is, everybody's crazy in a lot of different ways. People are crazy. People are different. People are a lot of different things all in one, all at the same time, because life is full of nuance. It's very crazy and spectacular in your pants all the time. And I like to make videos and articles and everything. And I interact with people. And people may go after me because of anything and everything. Because maybe they don't like what I said, or it could be any number of things. That's why I want to write an article called The Case Against Oatmeal. Like I said earlier, the case against Oatmeal. And this thing happens to people. I was already thrown in prison, like I said, in 2012. You can read about it. I made videos about it. But it's like, I'm not the only one. There are people who are rotting in jail because of what happened on the day after the 5th day of January of 2021. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I don't want to get banned off YouTube, even though I may be banned off YouTube in September or October of 2022, because YouTube is cracking down on anybody who might have said anything at any point of time in the past about something. This is what they do around elections time. In election time, like, so this happened to me before, and this may happen again, and this is what happens to a lot of people. And so, unless if I try to go and delete all my videos, and then maybe they'll leave me alone, but maybe not. Maybe there's nothing you could do about it, but you could try to procrastinate and kind of lay low under the radar, and then maybe you won't get suspended again. And I've been suspended. I'm writing some articles about being banned off many websites. So I'm documenting that because that's very important, because it affects a lot of people. But it's just so important to understand that. So it's like, you don't want to get banned, but then again, you do want to get like banned because you want to get the truth out. And so sometimes you got to talk about stuff. But what was I talking about before? Maybe I should stop recording for a second. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Once I start to talk about censorship and getting banned and suspended, that kind of puts me down a path of all this stuff that I was not happy about. But that's why I try very hard to archive my life and everything that I talk about, everything that I do. And I feel like that's the base level of everything that I do, what I'm all about, what my channel is about, what my blog is all about, and everything. It's like I'm a news reporter, I'm a journalist. At the center of everything else, at the center of all the madness and chaos of everything else that I do, I try very hard to document things like a documentarian, and I think about those kinds of things more than anything else, even though I'm a random guy who's running around trying to be funny or not try to be funny and just like do stuff. And seriously, I don't try to be funny, but at the same time I try to be funny. I don't necessarily expect you to laugh, but if you do, that's nice, because it makes me feel good. But at the same time, like, I don't do things just so that people watch my videos. I don't do things so that I get likes. I don't necessarily do things so that you laugh. But at the same time, I know that you will sometimes, whether it's a good laugh or a bad laugh, whether you're laughing at me or with me. Sometimes I don't really care about that kind of stuff, even though maybe I do, and maybe I do, and maybe I don't. Maybe sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But seriously, like, I make myself laugh sometimes, and so I know that. even though I'm not gonna like always watch my videos because I can't stand them sometimes. But it's like I really gotta go right now. I think this video is long enough. Anyways, I want to make a video where I talk about nothing and everything at the same time. I wanted to give you an update on how things are. And basically, I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. And then hopefully, like, say, maybe after a year or two, I'll be done with the stuff that I'm doing right now. Archiving some of the stuff at my house. Stuff like, in case you don't know, for those who don't know, I'm archiving and scanning and recording and copying videos and audio tapes and hard drives and photos and articles and drawings and stuff from me, from my family, family and friends and stuff, things relating to my life, my family's life, all this kinds of stuff. And so I got a scanner and I got these hardware devices connected to my computers, and I'm scanning stuff and I'm looking at floppy drives and hard drives and audio tapes and videotapes. And for those who don't already know what I'm doing, I've been working on that stuff on and off for years. I do that stuff and then I try to upload it. I try to scan it, copy it, call the cops. No, don't call the cops. Or I might try to stop you, and then I get thrown in jail for stopping you from calling cops, even if it's a prank call. But it's like, call the cops, and Kathy stole my bike again. You stole my bike again, and all this inside joke stuff, drama that's funny and not funny. So that's fundamental for those who don't already know. If you don't already know, God damn it! You fish? Look, I'm a fish. It's like, fundamentally, you're watching Mutant World Production. You're watching Chrissie and her little simcast. It's not a little simcast. It's really cool. So I appreciate being on the intro. If they want me in the intro, that's good. It doesn't matter why I'm on there, but I am. Every Sunday night or Monday night, probably Monday right now currently. I think it's Monday nights now, but it was on Sunday nights. There is a weekly Simpcast show on the Chrissie Mayer YouTube, and probably on podcasts too, like Apple Podcast or something, or I don't know, but I imagine it might be. But mostly you can find it on YouTube. And in the intro of every live stream they do every week, I'm on it for like 10 seconds. Right after Mr. What's his name? Frankie McDonald. And he is part of their universe. Their world. He's been on Chrissie's show, one of her shows, a few times, or I don't know how many times, but I think it's really cool what people do on YouTube, and so that's one of the reasons I bring it up, is because it's really cool what people have been doing, especially these past few years or the last 10 years, where, like, I might be on your channel and then you might be on my channel, and then we might come together for a show on Gary's channel. And there's a guy named Gary with a big beard. He looks kind of like Gandalf, with except not a white beard. It's like a blonde, a dark, dirty blonde, brown, maybe dirty blonde beard, long like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, and he has glasses, and his channel is called Nerdrotics or Nerdrotic, And every Friday night, there is a show, a live stream that goes on for 4 hours. 4 hours for those who don't know. It's called Friday Night Tights. Again, the show is called Friday Night Tights. You'll see Chrissie Mayer on it sometimes, or every time now, every week. You'll see a bunch of other people, geeks and gamers, and there's the babyface guy. There's a bunch of people, and like 9 people on average, 6 to 9 people or more on the screen, on the video screen, and like a Zoom call, like I think they use StreamYard, and it's really cool because it's like every single square, like the Hollywood Squares show, it's like the Brady Bunch, with every square is another person, and every square is a different channel on YouTube. And usually they're all on YouTube unless if they're banned, which a lot of people are banned. Again, a lot of people, not just me, we get banned and stuff. But I think it's cool that, like, you can have a channel, and then I can have a channel, and then you might be on my channel, I might be on your channel, and then so Chrissie Mayer has a show called the Simpcast, and she has a bunch of people, a bunch of girls, a bunch of ladies on her show, and they talk about a bunch of girly stuff and pop culture stuff and whatever they want to talk about every week for a few hours. And then Gary has a Friday Night Tie show on Friday, and they talk about a bunch of stuff, whatever they want to talk about every Friday. Mostly stuff related to pop culture, movies, how Hollywood's messing up stuff. Like they're messing up Star Wars and Star Trek and Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and the superheroes, all the superheroes and all these different movies with the woke agenda, the woke agenda, okay? And all this stuff, and they talk about that stuff, and they have memes, and they read the comments, and then there's Tim Pool of the Timcast, and then there's Steven Crowder, and then there's a bunch of people, and I mean these are the shows that I'm into. I'm into a lot of different shows, and on YouTube, those may be my favorite. Those are the shows that are probably my favorite, or at the top of the list, top 10 or top 20 for YouTube. If we're talking about everything everywhere, I don't know exactly, because there's some shows that are not on YouTube because they got banned, and so I gotta go to other websites to find them, which is a pain in the neck. But it is what it is, and it's very important to try to support people that you like. And it's just really cool that people are able to do this, and it's decentralized, and even like one of the girls that's on the Simpcast is that Star Wars girl Anna. She's on another show like every Thursday. I think it's called the Jack Show. And what's interesting about the Jack Show is a different person from that group will host the channel every week. So they're alternating between the four people, the main 4 people that run the show. It's a live stream on YouTube, the Jack Show, and it's called Jack because of the 4 people, the main 4 people that are on the show. Generally, like you have to think, what were their names? Anna, it's the letter A, so it's like Jack, Jack. And who are the different people? I don't remember their names, but it usually goes in order of the spelling of Jack. and that's how you know what channel the show is gonna be on any given week. And that's really cool, and that's like an idea of like decentralization, especially like, say, if somebody got banned, that's not gonna stop them. They're just gonna like do their show on another channel. And I think that's kind of cool that you can do that people do that. And then if you do totally get banned off everything, like on YouTube, then you could try to go on another website and then try to encourage people to go there. But you probably should do that before you get banned. Otherwise, you're lost. Like, you get the ban hammer. Like, you're terminated, you're suspended off social media, and now you're like in the middle of nowhere. You're like in a wilderness, in the desert, and then all your fans are gone. They don't know what to do, except for maybe a few of them. But a lot of them will just continue to stay where they are because that's what they do. A lot of people do that. And then they won't try to find you. I mean, some people might try to find you, but a lot of people don't. And that's too bad. And then they're like, oh, that's too bad. You're not there anymore. Oh, no, Alex, where are you? A lot of people said that about Alex. Like, oh, man, I can't watch you anymore. I can't see you anymore. Even though they can. And so what Steven Crowder did was he started talking about Rumble and his own website. And other people do it too. Tim Pool's doing it. A lot of people doing it. And I think it's good that you do it. I encourage people to click on the links in the description of my video. For example, find me, Google me, and when I'm banned again, you can try to find me, or you don't have to wait for that to happen. You can just find me, find my video platforms, find my blogs and everything else that I got. I got a lot of irons cooking in the oven. I got a lot of plates spinning. I got a lot of things that I'm doing and working on and trying to do and stuff. And maybe I need to focus more on doing one thing or a few things and get them done, as opposed to like doing a million things at the same time. But that's kind of what ends up happening a lot of times in my life. I just I start thinking about stuff that I really care about, things that I want to do, things that I like, things that I love, things that I'm really focused on. And then I start to work on it. I start to, work on it. And then I never really finish, or it's never good enough. As an artist, as a perfectionist, these things are very important to me. And then I want to tinker at them, just like George Lucas did with Star Wars. I want to do that with everything. And that's why I try to stay away from that. And the one way to do that is to archive stuff and then have a record of your stuff, because if you don't, then there's no telling what I might do to an article of mine, to a video of mine, to a meme of mine, because I'm probably going to take something of mine that I've done in the past and totally neuter it, like rape it, like change it tremendously, in a good way, in a bad way, whatever it might be, kind of thing. And that's what I do a lot of times, because I'm crazy like that, whether it's good or bad. It's like I just want to go in and change a lot of things, like George Lucas, kind of like him, and other people do it too, like an artist does it, kind of thing. Whether it's some kind of masterpiece that you're working on and you're drawing it, or working on it, or you're editing a video. That's one of the reasons why, like, I try to stay away from editing, because I go crazy with editing, because like I get really into the editing world, and I could spend like 10 hours working on a 2-minute video. It's only 2 minutes long, and I'm like working on it for like 10 hours. And I was doing that a lot with the Arnold Attic teaser trailers. And it's like, there's so many ways to do a video and to edit them, especially if you don't have a really good high tech video software stuff, which I didn't really have. And I mean, I use like OpenShot editor, and I try to use, you know, whatever that I got, but sometimes I don't got a lot of RAM, don't got a lot of CPU power, and everything else that a computer might have that you might need for video editing and web design and all this kind of stuff. And once I start working on something, I don't really want to finish. I mean, I do want to finish it. It's like, but then if it's not going so well, it becomes pretty challenging and then very time consuming. And like spending like all day working on a small video is very hard to do. And so I've been staying away from it, but I may go back to it because that's very important to me. So I do want to, you know, go back to making some really interesting, cool videos where it's like a music video, an Arnold Attic teaser trailer video thing. I really want to do that kind of stuff again, like I did back in 2010, which was 12 years ago. Oh, how times flies. It flies like a bird. I'm like a bird. I'm gonna fly away. Do I look better if the camera is like down, or does it look better if the camera is like higher? And am I too loud? Am I too soft with my microphone? I don't know. Let's go up to when I do this. I go, oh, that's at minus 25 dPb in the volume department. Negative 25 is at like ooh oh. I think. But a lot of times the volume is around negative minus 40 or 50. That means lower. That means not as loud. The bigger the number for the negatives for the volume of my microphone. So I don't have like details right now, even though I've been talking for almost 2 hours. I don't have like the details of what I've done, what I'm doing, what I will do. It's important to me, but I don't have a summary because it's still up in the air and I keep on getting interrupted. And this is like the only moment in the entire week that I was like not interrupted. Like right now, I'm by myself and I'm not on call. But like for the rest of the week, generally speaking, I'm on call, and that means I gotta go out of my office, my room right here, the Joey Arnold office, the Oatmeal random office, and I gotta go do work. And that can go on for many hours every day, and then I come back here and then I feel exhausted, and then I feel like, okay, I got a billion things to do, and it's all on the top of my head, even though I've talked about it and I've made up a list of, okay, let's see, gotta do this, gotta do that. But then like right now I'm currently in the process of like trying to find a new operating system or keep the current operating system. And once I make that decision, which could take a while, then I can put it on a thumb drive and then install it onto my other laptop. And then I gotta set that up, which could take a day or two. And then I may like totally migrate my setup and everything to that new laptop of mine. But then that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work because you have to decide which operating system to go with. And there's like so many different kinds of operating systems out there, and that's why people are paralyzed and they're just like Fuck it. No, seriously. Try not to swear. I mean, don't care. I mean, I do care and I don't care, but it's like, here's what I'm trying to say. The reason why I said it. The reason why people are like that is because they're like that. Because, you know, people are like, fuck it. Fuck it. Seriously, like, there are so many different operating systems. Like, so many! Like, no, okay. But seriously. There's so many operating systems and programs and everything. People end up staying away, except for, you know, people like me. Some people will do it, but there's like a lot of people will just either go with Apple or Microsoft as their operating system. And you probably could do that, but I would rather go with something like Linux or Unix. The crazy thing is, like, I've heard that a lot of big companies, whether it's Facebook or what have you, the operating systems, like the operating systems on their computer servers, will be something like Linux or Unix, which is crazy because it's like, they're doing it. Why are you not doing it? It's like they're doing it, but you're not doing it. And I think it's good to be able to see what some of these operating systems have to offer. But at the same time, I don't blame people for not having the time to figure that stuff out. Because it's like, how are you supposed to know, like, which operating system is the best, or which computer or phone is the best, or I've went down a lot of rabbit holes trying to figure out a lot of things relating to all that kind of stuff, and I can tell you that, like, it's a lot of work. And that's why I like organizing stuff, because I know a lot of times people don't have the time to do it themselves. And like, a lot of times people can't really do it, like, they can't really figure it out on their own, or they don't really have the time. And like, a lot of times people are busy because they're taking care of family, and it's really hard. And I know, because I do that too. But it's like, it's very hard, and it's very time consuming, and it just like drains up your energy and everything. And so it's like, it's really important to get to the root of it all, to understanding what is there, what is out there, what the options are for computers and phones and operating systems and software, and what does what, and all that kind of stuff. So all of that is on my mind, because the computer I have right now that I'm using this has a lot of problems, and so I gotta go fix those problems. But at the same time, I think that the best way to go about fixing it is simply migrating to another computer, and then going back to fixing those problems by simply what do they call it? Formatting. That means deleting everything off the computer, and then putting something on it, like another operating system on it, and starting over. And then in the future, this laptop that I got in Vietnam in 2016, my yoga laptop, will become a like a backup computer. But then again, maybe